Once upon a time, a bunch of people were wondering, what in the world is the world? So they researched the world. Carl Linnaeus was also a researcher, but he changed his name to Carolus Linnaeus because he liked Latin. And he also made a book forcing everyone else to use Latin. Because taxonomy! Benjamin Smith Barton was a guy who really liked society, so he went to the Royal Medical Society,
the American Philosophical Society,
the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, the Massachusetts Historical Society, the Royal Academy of Sciences Sweden, the Philadelphia Medical Society, and the Philadelphia Linnean Society.
And I said that all in one breath. John Dalton was known for his theories, mainly the ones where atoms can't be subdivided, created, or destroyed, and atoms are the same, but also not. But hey, that's just a theory. An atomic theory! David Douglas was a guy who did a lot of botany, but then he died when climbing a mountain in Hawaii. But he still got some plants named after him though, so it's all good. Louis Agassiz, I cannot pronounce that name for the life of me, recorded a bunch of extinct species and realized, hey, there may have been an ice age. And if you don't know what an ice age is, just look at a Minnesotan winter. Ellen H.S. Richards was an ecofeminist who is also a chemist and professor known for economics, home economics, and helping found the American Association for University Women. She also talked about water treatment in Massachusetts for not being good, so the people made the first modern sewage treatment event. Once upon a time, people thought stuff had spontaneously appeared in pools of water. Louis Pasteur walked up to them and said, "No, go home, you're wrong." But then he got 11 awards for it, so it's all good. He also found a way to one-hit KO rabies, provided you take a shot 30 years in the past. But hey, it's all worth it in the end, right? Maybe, I don't know. John Muir was a Scottish-American environmentalist who established Yosemite National Park to keep it from getting destroyed by domesticated sheep and stuff. He also did all of these, but I'm not going to bore you with that. Carver's George, also known as George Washington Carver, had quite a rough beginning to life, getting kidnapped by night raiders, then getting sold, then getting bought back, then eventually becoming free and being able to be a teacher, developed hundreds of uses for peanuts, and became the first African American to earn a bachelor's in science. Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin and told people it was cool, and then everyone ditched him. He told people it was cool again, and then people ditched him again. And then he decided that he would go with Florian Chain and Heaty, which eventually made penicillin work and people started buying it. If you've talked to any person ever, they probably said you need soil to grow plants, but William Frederick Guericke started growing tomato vines using mineral solutions and threw every single logical reasoning we have out the window and said, hydroponics! Ando Leopold made a book about ecology that talked about stuff that changed the environment of his farm for a year. And the book probably went something like this. Day 1. There was green grass and beautiful skies. Day 2. There was green grass and beautiful skies. Day 3. There was an alien mothership. Eugene was a person titled Shark Lady after all of the research they did in Guam, Marshall Islands, Palau Islands, Northern Maria Islands, Gallo Islands, then wrote a book about it titled Lady with a Spear? I don't know. Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase were very good at naming things, which is why they named their experiments the Hershey-Chase experiments. Hershey and Chase also proved that DNA was genetic material through the use of viruses? Wait, aren't those bad? Why are we using viruses? J. Watson and F. Crick deduced the molecular structure of nucleic acid, and also got a Nobel Prize for it. However, Rosalind Franklin also knew the structure for DNA and virus structures and did all sorts of other stuff, but they also researched RNA, so it's all cool, because they did it with Donald Caspar. Jonas Silk discovered the polio vaccine and injected it into 1 million children. He then got famous, but then said, nah, started working on an AIDS vaccine, and then decided to discontinue it because danger is bad. Max Knoll was the inventor of an idea of a scanning electron microscope, and then Manfred von Armdemebde continued to make it by making the resolution better and uses a lot of other stuff. Basically, the general concept is you throw a bunch of electrons, you get an image, it's pretty cool. In 1973, biorobotics was introduced as an idea that you could manipulate an organism's DNA through inserting specific genes and through the use of technology and science! Jane Goodall was an expert on the chimpanzees and yeah. I don't know, they did a bunch of books and stuff, I really don't. So I was looking up the wiki page for Leonard Nelson, and I looked at his awards, and anyways, he was known for photography, was Swedish, he did a lot of stuff, took us some pictures of living human blood vessels and blood cavities, And he was doing these using something like laparoscopy and antithesis. I really don't know what these terms mean. Anyways, I hope these things have been quite interesting to you, because I'm gonna continue on to, What?
You didn't forget about me, did you? Of course not. Time for trivia time.
Did we learn more about human kindness?
We learned about them from the Human Genome Project in 1990, which wasn't actually that accurate, but 92% is better than dead.
I want to know, is cloning real? Please tell me. It's real.
No, but also yes, they cloned a sheep using nuclear transfer, and the sheep got a lot of attention, got arthritis, and died.
Who published the book about irreducible complex many?
Mitchell Bither, he made a book about it, and told people car motor doesn't work if it doesn't have this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and...
How does we learn molding from Do Big Volcano Do?
The New Orleans Mold Project was a thing that gave new mold research on how mold does its do, and how it commits murder on people. NASA was there too, I guess.
When did we use algo as biofall as location marker quasanta mark?
We didn't, until we did more research in 2012, because it got abandoned as an idea long ago. Algae is cooler because better CO2 or something.
When will we end this video?
Well, that is a great question, but